nowadays, just any young adult book can get a film adaptation. Like, some of them can turn bad, like for example, Twilight and tepid, Divergent. And sometimes there can be good movies like The Hunger Games and in this example, The Maze Runner. Now, before we start this review, I just want to say I don't have any disrespect for the actors. Now there's a new rating policy. Now instead of the spectacular, mad-tacular, and raw-tacular, we're going to use letter grading systems. For example, A+, C, and F, meaning pretty bad. But it can also fall in between, like an A negative, or a B+, or C+. It can fall anywhere in between that. So, yeah, I think that just makes it a little bit more specific, and spectacular or mad-tacular just sounded like, I don't know, kind of too generic and not specific enough. So now let's start with the actual story. The story starts off with a guy who doesn't know his name being shot up in an elevator, and then he finds himself in an open world full of only forests and a huge wall known as the maze. And over there, the people, they don't remember anything about their lives. He remembers his name is Thomas. Every morning, the maze opens and runners run in the maze to try to find a way out. And there are some people called runners, and they run the maze to way out. And and he keeps asking, what if they don't make it? And he says, and then he finds out that the demons called the Reapers, and this kind of foreshadows that he's going to end up in there, and if they don't make it out by night, then they get trapped in there and get eaten by the Reapers. Yeah, so one day, one of the maze runner goes in there and he comes out, but the doors are closing like this. Yeah, so Thomas runs as the doors are closing, and he helps this guy named Minho who was stuck inside the maze. And I think they two make an awesome team. Like, they're just awesome. And then they both come in and they're both stuck in the maze for the night, and they encounter a Reaper, which is like a robot spider thing. The spider gets squished, but then Minho and Thomas escape, and then another girl comes up whose name is Teresa, and then they both go into the maze again the next morning, and then they find a tracking device, something on the robot's arm with the number 7 on it. And yeah, so then Gally keeps blaming Thomas because he brings change to the society. Like, he encourages the people to get out of the maze, and that really makes him really mad. And then Minho shows him a place that no one has ever seen before, a place with the whole map of the entire maze. Like, a new section of the maze is open, and the next day, maze 7 is going to open, and on the arm it says 7 on it. So the next day, they go in the maze and use a tracking device in maze number 7, and they find a portal. But then this place starts to like collapse and stuff, and they run out and they find a team. Gally does not want to leave the place, but the others leave, and then they all escape. And they reach a lab in which they find out that they were part of a trial since they were like children. Thomas and Albie used to work for those guys, and they're the reason why they're trapped over there. And Thomas and Albie think that they're gonna get killed, but no, they don't get killed. The ending is really sad. Like, I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys who haven't seen the movie, but it's killed off. And also about the ending is really abrupt. Like, you're like, oh, they made it, what's gonna happen next? And they're like, no, wait for the sequel next year. So what do you think I'll give this? I'll give this a B+. Yeah, the movie has a lot of dark tone to it, but the action is really good. If you're wondering what I'm doing next week, then sorry guys, but I'm not doing anything next week because I had to take the PSAT in 2 weeks, and I need 1 week off to study for it. Yeah, and the next week, I'm so confused which one to do. Like, I'm confused between Bleach, Orphan, and Blood Plus. Yeah, before we end this video, I just want to say thank you to all of you guys. I reached 100 subscribers and I even passed it. So yeah, thank you for supporting me. If you will like my video, comment your opinion about the movie, and if you read the book before, and subscribe to my channel.